Hi guys, welcome back to another video. My name is Joe and I'm here to help you level up and raise your consciousness. Now the goal of this channel is to provide you tools and tips that have helped me along my journey in trying to raise my level of consciousness. To give you some background, a few years back I was suffering through some anxiety and depression based on the culmination of a few things. It was the loss of my father, staph infection I had in my leg, along with some layoffs at work, and I've spoken about this on some previous videos and in the podcast. But what I want to talk today to you about is the power of gratitude and love, and how that helped get me out of that depression and anxiety. And whether you're going through that or not, or just looking to elevate your level of consciousness, gratitude and love is so powerful. And what I have here is the scale of consciousness chart that was created by Dr. David Hawkins, where he rates on a scale of 0 to 1,000 from suffering to all the way up to pure consciousness. And basically, we resonate about the average person is about around a 200 to 250, and that's just very neutral. And basically, based on that and how we let the day, each day, kind of take control of us is where we resonate. So to give you an idea of where I was during that time, my state was suffering. I'm over here, 75 with grief and anger at 150 and fear at 100. So, and like attracts like. So that part of what my journey, what I was going through, I'm suffering because I'm feeling that every day, and I could not figure out how to get around that. And in researching some of the things that I was going through, Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about how your thoughts control your reality, and the more I would think about the anger and the grief I was experiencing, the more I was attracting that into my life, whether it was other people feeling the same way. For example, at work, while we were going through the layoffs, I just kept complaining, and this is, and I would get more people in the same state, coming to me, and I was attracting more complaints, and it was a vicious cycle. So it wasn't until I started to intentionally change what the words I was saying and what I was thinking before my state started to elevate out of that suffering state. And so, for an example, at work, for example, I started to focus less on the issues I was going through and the problems I was, and I was talking with other people and trying to listen to them and hear and be a sounding board for them to and be there for support. So instead of complaining and projecting out these negative thoughts, I was trying to be there for other people and be compassionate and loving towards, and sympathizing what their family situation was and what their thoughts were. The same with the loss of my father. I started to think of all the positive things that me and my dad did, and just being grateful for the time that he was alive, and all the things we were able to do together, and just keep those memories and bless those memories and love them. And what it did there was it created, instead of this separation that I had, that he's gone, it was more it brought him more back into me, and more the love and gratitude I felt was that he was now part of me. He was within me, and those memories are built within my DNA, if you will. And then I'll take it a step further with the staph infection. With my leg, that was something that was a culmination of an allergy that I really wasn't taking care of myself, and it was a wake-up call to say, hey, this is, there was a point where I could have lost my leg, so it was a wake-up call to say, hey, Joe, you got to hone in your diet and exercise. So taking a different approach and showing gratitude and love and knowing that there's a reason for whatever we're going through, and just taking a different perspective, a different approach is going to elevate your consciousness and your mood and your state. And again, up here the love resonates at a 500. So and again, it takes time, and I think if it's not going to happen right away, it's like a muscle, and it's just every day you just have to you have to just stay positive and try and they say look on the bright side, but it is similar to that, where you just have to pay gratitude for the things that you do have in your life. And so those are extreme examples of what I was going through, but just like on a day-to-day basis, let's just say I think we've all been there, where somebody's cut you off at a light and you want to just get angry and agitated. But in reality, we don't know what that person's going through. They might be resonating at a lower frequency here, and that's okay. We're all gonna attain different. We're all at a different state, and so the best thing in that situation is just to be grateful that hopefully there was no accident, and that maybe that person was in a hurry because they have a sick child that they have to pick up, or it's an emergency situation. So we don't know what other people are going through. So if we're able to again just pay gratitude and just be grateful and be patient, your state can change. And I don't want to say either that it's I went through a great phase of about a good year where I was in a state of flow. I was resonating at a pretty high level because I was doing all these other things that I'm going to tell you about in future videos. But over the past 2 months, I regressed with my family, and I moved from Connecticut to Florida, and I let a lot of lot of negative things that were happening with the house down here with contractors, and we were still trying to sell our house back in Connecticut. So there was just a lot of stress involved in that, and I didn't practice these tools and tips that I'm going to share with you. So the difference on this time was I was quickly, within a few weeks, I was quickly able to reshift my focus, because I was more in control and aware and of my thoughts, and I knew that they were not productive to where I needed to be. So again, once I started to forgive in this situation, here I'm putting blame on contractors and this and that, and again, I don't know where they are in their journey. So again, I had to kind of forgive what the situation was, and pay gratitude that everything else was falling into place, and that there is hopefully a better outcome as a result of whatever frustrations that were coming in, and I can say now things are falling into place. So I think we need to be patient, we need to show gratitude, and we need to show love. And if you can do that on a daily basis, your state is going to be amazing. And so I hope that this is just some insight that can help you, depending on where you're at in your situation, where your state is in. If you find these beneficial, please subscribe to the channel. I'll hit the bell too, so you get the alerts when I every time I post a new video. And I'd love to hear some comments below if there's something specific you want me to talk about. But I'll have some upcoming videos to talk about other tools and tips that's helped me along my journey. Again, hopefully something resonate with you here, and I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, guys, Godspeed.